And Kirk Cousins joins us on behalf of Kidde Smoke Alarms and its mission to get families across the country to implement a home fire safety plan with the help of their new Cause for Alarm jingle. Check it out at kidde.com today. Kirk, thank you for joining us. I hope your arm is doing well, because I've noticed a trend that's kind of showing the same thing from last year to this year. Last year, Minnesota, third in pass rate at 64%. Vikings have played 2 games so far this year, and pending Monday Night Football, you guys are going to be second in pass rate at 78%. It might even be first by the time that Monday Night Football is over. Some quarterbacks admit that they want to have a balanced approach, run, pass evenly. But some quarterbacks are like, hey, I don't care. I want to throw the ball as much as possible because I want to win. I want to be responsible for the win. What side of the fence are you on with that?
I think I'll play the middle there. It's a little bit of both. I think whatever's going to help us win is what's most important. Some games, that's throwing the ball 50 times. Other games, it might be trying to avoid dropping back and passing. So it can be a week-to-week basis or even a within-the-game basis. But when you have Justin Jefferson and T.J. Hawkinson and K.J. Osborne and Jordan Addison and some of the players we have, it's tough not to throw it because we feel like we have such great skill players and that they can really help our offense go.
We've noticed the fantasy community loves a lot of those guys, but I want to bring up a name that you didn't mention, and that's Alexander Mattison, and we haven't seen a lot of Alexander Mattison through the first 2 weeks of the season. This is, of course, his chance to be the lead back for the Minnesota Vikings. Tell me, Kirk, what are we missing with him, and what type of a back is he? How is he going to contribute and score touchdowns moving forward?
Well, we got to get him more opportunities. He's a tremendous player. He's a smart player. He's played a lot of football for us. He's stayed healthy over the years. So he's a guy we can really count on. And he's a physical back, runs downhill, but he has enough, electricity, if you will, to make people miss and to be dynamic. So he's truly a great number one back for us. And we get him involved in the pass game too, not just screens, but third down. And we expect him, run great routes, win versus man coverage, and catch the football, and that's what he does. So, finding a complete back can be difficult these days, but I think he really is one.
Let's talk about Justin Jefferson. He's amazing. We're done talking about Justin Jefferson. There's nothing else to say. His numbers are outstanding. It's a blessing to have a wide receiver like that, but you've also got Jordan Addison. And I remember when the Vikings drafted Jordan Addison, the night it happened, we were talking on our podcast about how it could change how defenses play against the Minnesota Vikings. Has that happened? Have you seen that? Are defenses taking away their double coverage away from Justin a little bit because of what Jordan Addison brings to the field?
Well, the more he can put stuff on tape, I think that's going to be the case. It's still a little early to tell after only 2 weeks, but we feel that Jordan was a phenomenal addition to our team. He's truly a natural receiver. I tell people I can totally see why he won the Biletnikoff Award a year ago in college, because he's just so natural at the position. And there's still going to be growing pains and things to learn as he plays in this league. But it does help Justin, I think, to have the KJs, the TJs, the Jordans around him. The defense have to worry about. And it's obviously a great feeling as a quarterback to drop back and know that you've got so many weapons at your disposal.
Yeah, it's amazing. And we've seen the deep speed from Jordan Addison. Is there another talent or two of his that we haven't quite seen, but you've seen, that we could look forward to?
Just really natural hands, tracks the football very well. His movement skills are just fluid. And I would say the same of Justin, especially when he was a younger player. You just noticed it, that transitioning in and out of cuts is just not a difficult movement for him. And it's a very difficult movement for most people. So Jordan's ability to run routes smoothly, to track the ball smoothly, I just tell people he's a natural receiver. And that's not as easy to find as you might think.
Natural receiver who's been naturally great for fantasy football managers, and of course for the Minnesota Vikings and for Kirk Cousins as well. The receivers that you're playing with, KJ, Jordan Addison, Justin Jefferson, TJ Hawkinson, they're awesome. But you've played with a lot of awesome wide receivers over the course of your career. There have been 9 pass catchers that have caught at least 10 touchdowns from you over your career. How many of those 9 do you think you could name? And Justin Jefferson's the gimme, of course. And you've been around a while. You've played with a lot of great names. How many of those other wide receivers do you think you can name, Kirk?
I'd hope I can get all 9 because I owe them all a big thank you for the contribution they've made in my career. But I can go through right now if you want to
Let's
try.
go. Let's go. I've got the list. I've cheated. I already know.
So, and I may overstate it and maybe name a 10th or 11th that didn't officially make the list, but I'll go Jordan Reed, Pierre Garçon, Deshaun Jackson, Jamison Crowder, Stephon Diggs, Adam Thielen, KJ Osborne, Justin Jefferson. And then that's where it starts to get a little murky. I'm going to say tight end wise, TJ Hawkinson, probably not quite yet.
Nope.
Vernon Davis, I don't know if he got 10. And then running backs.
You are this close. This close.
I don't know if I threw touchdowns many times to Dalvin. I usually just hand it off and watch him run it in. But
no,
Chris Thompson,
luck of
Josh
the Irish.
Doctson.
Luck of the Irish.
Oh, Rudy.
There it is. You got it. You
Rudy,
nailed it.
Absolutely. That's an easy one.
That is
Should've been an easy
amazing.
one.
Great job. Awesome job remembering all of those wide receivers, Kirk. We were exposed to your family with the Netflix series Quarterback, and we know that it's tough. We always hear about it in the world, the work-balance life. It's got to be crazy for a quarterback to go through and have the work-balance life that you do during the football season. Can you talk about what you go through and how you go about balancing family versus football each week?
Yeah, I think finding that balance is part of the challenge of being a professional, and I think we all kind of figure it out as we go through trial and error. But part of my success in this league goes back to having found a balance and knowing when it's time to focus on football and when it's time to catch your breath and be with family. And it's very helpful to have a supportive wife who knows what it takes to be a great football player and is willing to carry a lot of the load back on the home front. So I'm blessed to have Julie, and then it's been fun to have my 2 boys who are now 6 and 4 kind of start to become a part of the football scene a little more than they were when they were younger. So, they ask about the games and the players, and they like to watch now. And so that's been fun for me to experience. And I hope I can play a few years longer so they can, really make some memories following the team.
We're definitely looking forward to that. And speaking of memories, we remember the memory room that you have in your house. And I thought about that room when I heard the Kidda cause for alarm jingle, excuse me. And in the jingle, they say you need to have 2 ways out of every room. Do you know the 2 ways out from the memory room?
You know what? We need to install a window to make sure we have a second way out. So I'll get to that this offseason. I'm going to put that on my to-do list. But definitely very important, to have the fire safety plan. I was told the stat from the NFPA, the National Fire Protection Agency, that says that 70% of homes here in America are not properly equipped, either with outdated equipment or with batteries that are not functioning. And so we may think we have the fire safety equipment that we need, but we likely don't. And it's not a topic that's on the forefront of our minds when we wake up in the morning, but you better believe it's an important one. So, when I have 2 boys at home, and our alarm went off the other day, and my boys started crying because they just knew something must be wrong. And it was important to kind of go through the exercise of saying, hey, what would we do if this were to happen? And to make sure that we don't panic, but that we get out of the house and, and understand the seriousness of the moment. So they have Kidda has a cause for alarm campaign right now, and that's why I'm on with you, wanting to spread the word about the importance of fire safety.
Well, we will keep getting the word out because that is a very important part of home ownership. And it's great to speak with you, Kirk. Continued success for the current QB1 in fantasy football 2023. I'm sure that means a ton to you, Kirk. It means a lot to everybody that plays fantasy. Good luck in week 3 against the Chargers. Go get a win for everybody next Sunday.
Thanks, Dave. Yeah, I tell you, it means a lot to the people I meet in the offseason. I know that. I walk through airports, and they couldn't care less about the Vikings when I'm in other states, but they'll say, you helped me in fantasy. So I know it's important to the people that I run into all over the country.
I'd ask you if you like that, but I would guess that it's not your favorite thing in the world. But that's all good. At least you've got fans now all across the globe because of what you do every Sunday for the Minnesota Vikings. Thank you for taking the time, Kirk.
Thanks, Dave. Appreciate you.